What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rinse, no hate. Well, I have some more terrible news for you guys. Some more news that further proves my point about boxing just being a joke, a BS entertainment based in entertainment aimed for type of genre. The boxing is just the two guys that get in the ring. You like to fight or you don't, but they're focused on all this nonsense. Now, let me show you another shit stain on boxing. I'm going to read something to you guys. So, basically, the WBO has decided that they want to make Teofimo Lopez, who's supposed to be retired, right? Their WBO franchise champion. Yeah, their WBO franchise champion. So I'm going to read this to you. Okay. ESPN Ringside Top Rank sent an official request to the WBO with hopes of naming junior welterweight champion Teofimo Lopez as the organization's super champion. Okay, now I'm going to read something else to you, okay, to describe what that is. And it's nothing but the same exact thing that the franchise championship is. And the fact that he's still champion and people are saying he's retired, no. A super champion gets certain privileges, like being named mandatory challenger for a champion in a higher or lower division, extended time to make mandatory title defenses, and more. WBO President Francisco whatever, told that to ESPN. Isn't that exactly what the franchise champion of the WBC is? Isn't it? Now, here's the thing that really, okay, is like the wind blowing, shit blowing in the wind, and you're walking right into it as a so-called boxing fan, okay? For the people that supported this bullshit because you're a Canelo fan or because you're a Lomachenko fan, isn't it funny how no matter what we say about Devin Haney and him being the undisputed at 135, you don't even hear talks about the about a WBC franchise champion and none of that nonsense. You don't even hear talks about it. Okay. Now the WBO decides to make their version of it, only they're calling it a super champion. This is what I see happening at 140. I believe the winner of Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney, and that fight more than likely should happen, but I believe that fight, the winner will be fighting Teofimo Lopez. Now, there are other belts out there. It won't be for undisputed, but the fact of the matter is, to be able to hold this belt, this title, now, whether it be a physical belt that they're walking around with across their weight, wrapped around their waist, strapped across the shoulder, I don't know. Okay, the WBC is just invisible. Okay, it doesn't exist. It's just a title, okay, on paper and in word of mouth. But to be able to not fight mandatories for extended periods of time. Well, Tyson Fury is not a franchise champion, but he's been doing that shit for the longest. He's held the WBC world title for about 2 years and hasn't had a fucking mandatory challenger. Okay? It says giving special privileges. And also tells you that you can basically duck your mandatories, move up in weight, up and down in weight, and fight whatever champion you want, and more. So when I call this a favoritism belt, a privilege title, and people, yeah, but you got to understand, it's like you little puppies. You little puppies always want to open your mouths to try to defend something because the fighter that you like is currently holding that title. I don't care what you say. It's strictly to duck and never have to fight a mandatory. It's as simple as that. And you want to know what? The people that are on your heels, they'll either put them in the tough fights so they can eliminate themselves and that type of thing, while the champion sits back saying, while the title holder sits back and says, well, these guys gotta fight each other to prove they deserve a shot. So this is how boxing works now. The top 10 eliminate each other, all. And then the one fighter left standing is the one that fights you. Well, if you beat the fighter that beat everybody else, why fight anybody else then? Right? You got to create a new top 10. Bring 20 to 30 up to the top 10 now, because 10, because or bring 11 through 20 up now, because 1 through 10 they couldn't cut it. Why fight anybody else if you can beat the guy that beat everybody else? So that's how this works now? No. And you sit back and just wait while everybody else fight, but you sit back? No, that's not how that works. You need to be in the mix. You as a champion need to be the leader. You need to be fighting different. Your resume should look different. You should be in the big fights. That's why you're the champion. The same way how in a close fight, they usually give it to the champion, depending on who it is, because if they show favoritism to the opponent, then it's different. But one of these situations where the same way the challenger has to go in there and prove that he beat the champion. He is the guy. He didn't go in there and barely win. Oh, he is that guy. Well, it's the same thing. You should, as a champion, want to be able to look at your body of work and know, I'm that guy. See, I fought the top 5 guys, top 6, 7. I fought these guys. I didn't go in here and just handpick and hand. No. The problem is boxing is so corrupt that it's almost impossible for the fighters to not be corrupt as well, because they go along with this stuff. Why? Money's involved. Money's involved. It give you guys a quick little analogy. It was a movie, but it was based on like real life type situations. Boxing reminds me of this. I saw a scene where there was a woman who was a real estate agent. She was teaching a class, and this one chick at the end of the class comes up to her and asks her, could she possibly work for her? She could learn from her. And she told her, without a license, you can't actually sell property and things. She said, no, I'm willing to work for free. I'll do anything. I was thinking more like an internship, Well, she had this chick doing a bunch of illegal shit. She had this chick, she was treating her like a fucking lapdog. And basically, it was the type of thing where it was a scene where they were on the way to close a deal with a client. And she's like, you're wearing your wedding ring? You're not supposed to be married. She goes, no, take that off. It's bad for business. So basically, you're not going to sell this property because you're telling people the truth of the property, the value of it, the perks of it, like what's good. There's always pros and cons some kind of way, right? Right? No. Flirtatiousness, offering more than what you should be to get a sale. Offering yourself to someone who has big pockets who you want to be business partners with. So no, they don't see a wedding ring on your finger and you give them the impression that you're not married. Why? Because you're willing to get money at all costs. Point blank in a nutshell, what I'm saying, boxing is a pimp and these fighters ain't nothing but some hoes, man. And basically this is what it's coming down to. So for Teofimo Lopez to talk about respect, to talk about all this other shit that like how the fight game is corrupt. If he takes this shit, he needs to shut up. And anybody who follows Teofimo Lopez and sitting, well, Canelo did it, or Lomachenko. See, this is exactly my point. Monkey see, monkey do. Mr. I'm retired. It's another lie, because he's still champion. That's all. He's still champion. He just hasn't fought. He's been taking his sweet little time. I can see him coming back right now, making an excuse about the WBO, acknowledges his skills. They respect him. He appreciates that, to be honored, because boxing is corrupt. Everybody's against me. So, I appreciate the fact that the WBO took the time to honor me and give me my flowers now and understand that they see my ability. Some bullshit to that effect. See, things didn't work out with him in the WBC. So the WBO is going to take their crack at trying to mimic what the WBC is doing. You see, everybody wants to make something happen in boxing. Just another money move. But none of this shit is to improve boxing. It's just not. And so for Teofimo Lopez, should Devin Haney beat Regis Prograis? You know, unless he just gets caught and knocked out with something, I don't see Regis Prograis being able to beat Haney otherwise. Either way, however it goes, let's say, you know, Haney gets the win like he's supposed to. You know, let's be real. Regis Prograis is really, he got a lot of holes in his game, man. Okay. Haney should win this fight. And he should outbox him and outclass him and basically take his belt. For that to be the setup for Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. Well, Teofimo Lopez said, if these guys want to fight me, they want to come see me, they got to come to 140. Should that happen, and Haney goes and this fight happens, and basically now it's like, well, Haney just beat Regis. You were basically gifted a belt that you didn't fight for, but you accept the belt, right? Now remember, and while I'm bringing this up, he called Devin Haney an email champion, meaning he didn't fight for it, but they failed to mention the fact that Lomachenko relinquished it to become franchise champion. That had nothing to do with Haney. Okay? Loma didn't want to fight Haney. Fucking fact. I don't give a shit what you say. He didn't want to fight him. Talk about, oh, he wanted bigger and better. Bigger and better in what? What the fuck has Teofimo Lopez done? Aside from beating Lomachenko, he lost to George Kambosos. Huh? Bigger what? That was Teofimo's first real big fight. So, you know, if you want to say that Teofimo may have been a little bit more popular than Devin, maybe. What did it really matter anyway? And then the guy abandons 135, goes up to 140, and then say everything was set up for Haney to win. And okay, so cool. So if he was an email champion, that means you won't accept this WBO because you're not fighting anybody for it. They're giving it to you, which makes you an email champion if you take it. Simple. Simple. So we're going to see where Teofimo Lopez stands with this situation. Because basically, bro, you made a comment about if ESPN want all these black fighters, they can have them, they can keep them, and all this unfair shit you talking. So let's just see if you jump on this same bandwagon that you're claiming and accept something that you didn't fight for and accept something that's nothing but a privilege title or favoritism title. You accepted it from the WBC, right? You didn't have to. You didn't have to. You could say, I don't want this shit. I want the major titles that matter. I don't want this privilege shit, but no. And you used to sit there with your belt on your fucking shoulder, smiling, acting all arrogant, talking into the camera about how these guys got to fight and prove that they deserve a shot with you. Oh, to be honest with you, George Kambosos is better than Tank, better than Ryan. Yeah, he's better than all the rest of the 135 pounders, right? And then he beat your ass. And then all of a sudden, you almost died in the ring. You were sick. You wasn't well. All this other shit. Broke down and cried in the ring after you come back fight, your first fight back at 140. So we're going to see where Teofimo stands. Because if I call somebody an email champion and I'm trying to harm them and I'm trying to make fun of them and kick dirt on their name and their legacy, there's no way that I can do that, then accept a title the same way. And the difference between what Devin Haney did versus what if you do it is, the belt was sent to him because he was the mandatory. And the champion declined for another invisible belt, a privilege title. The difference with you is, this has nothing to do with you being anybody's mandatory or vice versa. No. This is all about a privilege. Let's take Teofimo. Let's make him our Lomachenko. Let's make him our Canelo. That's what this is. Well, we certainly know you won't be going back down to 135. Now, would you take that trip to 147? We'll see. But if you are the man you claim you are, none of this will happen. Why? Because you would not accept an email championship. So here we go again with not only the WBC, but the WBO with another circus belt. I tell you guys, boxing is fucking, it's a shit show. It's just a fucking joke, man. Just like Jake Paul sitting up there with all these titles that he had made up for himself, and you got people sitting there watching him with all these fake belts sitting up across the table. Shit that he had custom made. You know he's making money, right? Shit that he had custom made. He didn't go out and win shit. Fuck did he do? Was you the champion of your gym? Was you the champion of any type of tournaments? No, he wasn't that. There's some shit he wouldn't have made for himself. Huh? Can't talk shit, man, about somebody and then do the same thing. Why would Devin Haney turn down the WBC? The belt itself, when it's like, no, I'm the mandatory. I want the fight. I've been calling this guy out for fucking years now. He don't want to fight me. Okay, he relinquished the belt. I'm next in line. Fuck it, it's mine. So now, whoever won it got to come through me. Let's just see where Teofimo Lopez stands as a man. Does he accept this bullshit clown belt? Or does he decline? Mr. I'm retired, even though I'm still ranked champion. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.